Hi, Papermaker parents. I am Lisa Edwards. I am your student's math teacher this year. I put together a little slideshow with some basics, just guessing as to what you might find helpful and interesting. And feel free to email me if you have any questions beyond what I talk about in this upcoming video. All right, I am super excited to get to work with this exciting group of folks in linear algebra and multivariable calculus this year. I thought you might like to hear a little bit about our typical day in the class. One important thing to know about linear algebra and multivariable calculus is that the class is student-led. So each day starts with a student-led presentation of new material, which usually leaves a lot of room for in-class discussions, which I feel like students are more comfortable asking each other about concepts as opposed to asking an adult. So typically this class is fairly conducive to some pretty good in-class discussions. And then after the student-led presentation would be a student-selected homework assignment. We'll talk a little bit more about homework soon. But a little bit more about the student-led piece. This class, the students that are in this class, linear algebra and multivariable, as high school students, for the most part, most of them have needed me as their teacher to move out of their way for a year or two, at least. And so in this class, I do exactly that. And it's an amazing and empowering thing for them to experience, where they learn how to read a math textbook and bring themselves up to mastery with a new concept, and then design a lesson that includes appropriate proofs, explanations, and examples that lead their peers to the same type of mastery. My hope is that students will take this experience and maybe go for a teaching assistantship in grad school, which typically earns free tuition and living stipends and things like that. So I know I did that, and an experience like this that these guys are having would have definitely helped me out while going through that experience, and would have really made it for sure that I would have gotten the position in the first place. Anyway, so that's the intention there. It's a pretty empowering class, and it usually ends up being super fun with the student-led piece. So the students are off to a great start, so I'm really happy for them. Moving on to grade categories. In this class, homework is worth 10% of the overall grade. The presentations that I just talked about is worth 20%. Chapter tests, 30%. Midterms and finals carry 40% of the overall grade. So not exactly as test heavy as what a college course would be, but getting there, pretty close. Homework is given daily. So students should expect to spend an average of about 30 minutes each day on homework and reading the textbook. And they are expected to check their answers with the back of the book as well. Tests are given at the end of each chapter of study. So we took a chapter 1 test last week, and in about 2, maybe 3 weeks, we'll have our chapter 2 test as well. Test rewrites are for half credit back and are allowed on all chapter tests. And the cumulative final will be at the end of each semester. This class also qualifies for a dual credit option through Central Washington University. What we do in linear algebra counts as their Math 265, which is 4 credits. And our multivariable work counts as their Math 272 and Math 273 for a total of 10 credits there. The dual option does have a cost associated, $55 per credit, and it's optional. So if that's something that interests you, then just make sure registration forms are turned in to Brian Wild in the main office by October 4th. All right, my friends, that's the end of my presentation. Short but sweet. I hope you find it helpful. Feel free to email me if you have any questions.